come into the family and drinking it. You feed the person that is to enter into the family.
And action. Welcome back to another week of Kentucky Killers. Today's story is going to be covering the vampire clan in Kentucky that took place within the late 90s. 16-year-old Rod Farrell truly believed that he was a 500-year-old vampire and often indulged in ritual drinking of blood from victims and followers. Growing up, his mother, Sandra Gibson, admitted to even dabbling into the art of vampirism, and as a teenager, her son soon followed within those footsteps. Farrell was involved with a group of teenagers that drank each other's blood and said to have done a ritual with him that had crossed him over as a vampire. Farrell and his mother would often move back and forth from Kentucky and Florida because of housing situations between his grandparents and other relatives. This causing him to create different friendships of different kinds of vampire clans within either Kentucky and Florida. He created his own followers and created his own way of crossing across the vampire border. When in Kentucky, Farrell would recruit followers and perform rituals on them to help them cross over into being a true vampire. In November of 1996, Farrell and his followers, including his girlfriend Charity Kesey, Howard Anderson, and Danny Cooper, drove to Eustis, Florida to pick up an old friend of his that he had recruited while down there with his grandparents, named Heather Wendorf. Farrell planned to take Heather with him onto his move to New Orleans so that everyone could live together and be a happy vampire family. Monday, November 25th, 1996, in a cemetery in Florida, Farrell finally crossed Heather over by letting her drink his blood and then took multiple types of drugs, alcohol, and other substances to create a high strong enough for him to believe that he was the true vampire king and immortal in his own sense of mind. Him and Anderson decided that the best option would be to break into Heather's house and kill her parents and then take whatever valuables they could find and steal the family's car. Heather told police that she tried to stop them but couldn't, because all four of them had a held over her because she was the new clan member. Farrell and Anderson entered the home through the garage and weaponed themselves with crowbars. Farrell used these weapons to kill Richard Wendorf and Naomi Queen, who had just gotten out of the shower, sadly. The crowbar hit her so hard that it severed her brainstem and killed her instantly. After the killing, Farrell and Anderson searched the homes for any valuables and left after stealing a credit card in the family's blue Ford car. On November 27th, warrants were sent out for the arrest of all 5 teens, including Heather Wendorf. Almost 4 days after being on the run, they were... Oh my gosh, really? Seriously? I'm gonna have to wait for my voice to come back. Anyways. Almost after 4 days of being on the run, they were tracked down to Louisiana after one of the girls decided she wanted to phone her mom and let them know that they were okay. Police used this information to find them and finally take them into custody. Farrell pleaded guilty to 2 counts of murder on his trial on February 5th, 1998. Otherwise, Howard Anderson also pleaded guilty to his role in the Wendorf murders and received 2 life sentences in prison. Dana Cooper and Charity Kesey made plea deals in exchange for reduced charges against them. Kesey was given a 10-year sentence, while Cooper received a total of 17 years. Farrell was only 17 when he was given the death sentence, and he was to be the youngest prisoner in America on death row. But in November of 2000, Farrell's death sentence was changed to life in prison after a Florida Supreme Court ruled the defendant must be at least 17 or older, but when the crime was committed, to be considered for the death penalty. Thank you all so much for listening today and for me talking about this. If you would like to see anything else in the future videos, please leave a comment below. Like and subscribe. Let me know what I can work on and do in future videos, what you all would like to see. I'm interested in doing some other kind of things other than just me just sitting here, maybe some crafting along with the storytelling. Again, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you all, and I hope you all have a great day. Thank you so much. So this is about 3 hours after I initially filmed this video, and I wasn't going to actually publish it. I had a lot of complications with it. I was going to do something with craft. I was going to make a craft, put it in a little cross stitch. That didn't turn out good. And then during the video, I didn't set my time limit. My time management was really bad. I didn't add enough details. And I was really hard on myself during this entire video. I can't tell you how many times I had to stop and start and delete and restart, and how many times I was telling myself, like, that's stupid, don't do that, that's really dumb. And it was really hard on me, honestly. It was really hard on myself. I think this is a good time as I need to tell why I like researching these kind of stories. I do this for a class, a YouTube special topics class, and whenever I tell people in the class that I'm doing a story over like killers, I get some weird looks sometimes, because it's like, why are you so interested in killers? And one of the main reasons is because growing up, me and my best friend, we would watch Ghost Adventures like on the daily. Like, I would spend days and weeks at her house, and we would just binge watch Ghost Adventures, like reruns, same episodes, and it was honestly some of the best memories of my childhood. And so growing up, we bond really well over that kind of stuff. And like, she lives 2 hours away now, so it's really hard for me to go and be able to spend that much time with her as what I used to. But when I do get to go spend that time with her, we usually are just sitting on her couch watching like unsolved mysteries, murder documentaries. We're watching anything with conspiracy theories. That's just what we're into. So whenever I research these kind of topics, it kind of feels like it's just like what we're into, because it makes me have a better connection, like being that far away from people who actually like I want to be around all the time. Like I said, I was really hard on myself tonight. I was really frustrated. I leave in like 3 hours to go on a flight to out of state, and I'm really frustrated because I've had so much work to do and so much homework, and I keep putting it off, and doing it at the very last minute, for more of like a nervous kind of thing. And I just really didn't feel great at all. And I was walking back to my dorm, and I walked in, like, I was really upset. I just wanted to go lay down. And as soon as I walked in, one of my suite mates like saw me, and she was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm okay." And then I walked to my room, and she came into my room, and she was like, "Hey, I have this Sprite, you know, I haven't drank it, I'm going to bed, would you like it?" And I was like, "No, I don't want it." She was like, "Are you sure? Because it kicks, it has, you know, it make you feel better, and you know." And she was offering me like her snacks and stuff, and it makes me really think about how all the people that, you know, really people do care about me. And like, I know this isn't supposed to be a video of like, oh, this is therapy time with Michaela, but in all honesty, like, people do care about you, and it's hard sometimes to think that through, because I know everyone making YouTube videos, anyone in your own life, you're gonna be hard on yourself, and sometimes you're too hard on yourself, and it's hard to get past that to the next level. And you sometimes have to have people who help you break through, and I'm thankful to have those kind of people in my life. I feel like this was necessary to put in my video, because sometimes I think about it too hard. You know, I check, like, once I post a video, I check like every hour. I'm like, I gotta know like how many people have viewed it, how many likes have I gotten, how many subscribers do I have. And in all honesty, it's like, I shouldn't be worried about that kind of stuff, because it's gonna happen even if I'm watching it or if I'm not watching it, you know. It matters about what I'm putting out there for what people want to see. But that's all I have for my TED Talk. You know, just make sure you know that people do care about you, and you have to take care of yourself in order to get a great outcome. Like I said, this isn't a therapy video, but I felt it was necessary to say, because especially since this video gave me so much hard time and frustration. I hope this helps you in any way. So. Today we're going to talk about murder.